Hey everybody, what's up? Yeah, I got a cough drop in my mouth, so I apologize for that. But anyway, you can see down there, I just read this on SonicSatAM.com. Right there, it says it below. It says FUS plus Sdcc. Now, for some of you that don't know what Sdcc is, Sdcc, it's short for San Diego Comic-Con, which is the largest Comic-Con in the world, or in the United States, that is. The second one, of course, being the one that starts the year off. It sort of ends the year, starts the year, whatever you want to call it, and that's the New York Comic-Con. It's sort of like at the end of the year, sort of around the end and beginning of the previous year and the beginning of the new year. But anyway, what does this title mean? What does FUS plus SDCC, what does that mean? Well, apparently there's plans. I'll provide a link down below, but from what I can understand, is some of the people at Fans United for Sonic SatAM, or Fans United for SatAM, are planning, and this is what I'm hearing right now, planning to piggyback, if you will, off the San Diego Comic-Con. Now, what does that mean? Well, basically, because the San Diego Comic-Con is one of the biggest conventions in the States, if not the world, comic conventions, that is, that they pretty much figure, hey, this is the best opportunity we've got to try to get support and try to see how many other SatAM fans are out there. Because, let's face it, this isn't something new. There's been a lot of smaller conventions or gatherings that have taken place around the same time San Diego and New York does their conventions. The same can be said for when a convention takes place in England or in Japan. There are gatherings that piggyback off of those conventions as well. So it's nothing new. But it is new, if you will, for FUS. You see, apparently, from what I can understand, it's just to gather the fans together, maybe find out if there's any other fans out there, basically to see how popular SatAM still is, or to show, I should say, the popularity of SatAM, but also to see, like I said, if there's others out there that are fans of the show. You see, and I look at this as like it's kind of ironic that they want to piggyback. Excuse me. They want to piggyback back off of one of the most popular and legendary Comic-Cons. Excuse me again. In the world. Especially now, since there's a group of them trying to get Season 3, as I mentioned in the previous two-part video, up and running. And I'm not talking webcomic-wise, I'm talking animated-wise. And what better chance do you have to present your idea than not just to the people at Sega who are going to be at that Comic-Con, but also to potential animation studios. What better way to kind of piggyback off one of the most successful Comic-Cons and try to pitch an idea. Now, again, this is not the first time this has happened. No, nor is it the last time. Nor is it the last time it's going to happen. I'm showing E3 does their thing. People piggyback off their success as well. They really do. You know, they piggyback off their success. And again, it's nothing new. And sometimes by piggybacking off of another, you get more exposure. I mean, kind of using an old wrestling term again, back in the late 90s, or back in the 90s, late 90s, people knew what ECW was. People knew about it, but not everybody knew about it until they did a cross promotion till they cross promoted several times with WWE. Only then did people know about ECW. And it wasn't the first time WWE had done a cross promotion. They had done a cross promotion with Smoky Mountain Wrestling back in late '93, which is exactly around the same year, in the earlier portion of that WCW did cross promoting with Smoky Mountain. And by both companies doing so, if you will, by both companies doing so, it got Smoky Mountain noticed. Not at the level of, now they didn't get noticed at the level of ECW, but they got noticed. Because of the mainstream exposure, in some ways, because of their association with WCW and WWE in the same year. But again, like I said, with ECW, they had several cross promotions that really got them noticed. They got more than just, the cult-like fans and IWC fans, I guess you'd call them IWC fans at the time, that knew about it. I mean, suddenly after one Raw where they basically took over that show and did their matches there, they got noticed. People were talking about them. People wanted to see more of them. Wanted to see why. It was one of those shows that was very controversial. They wanted to see this stuff. They wanted to see what all the talk was about. So by seeing what all the talk was about, kind of getting a taste of it, not only did it cause them to order the pay-per-view when it happened, the first pay-per-view, but it got them craving more. And by craving more, the wrestling community found out that there were more fans out there that wanted something like ECW. Or that were ECW fans, but just never could see it mainstream. And again, going back to this whole situation with Sat AM, that's exactly what this is about. Not only is it to see if there's other fans out there that you can bump into at the Comic-Con, but also it's an opportunity for other people, companies, to get exposed to the product, get exposed to what you're doing, especially the company that is I guess you could say, the parent of the fastest thing alive, and see if maybe they too are interested in at least, whether it's direct to DVD and Blu-ray, television, or theatrical or whatever, reviving season 3 in some shape or form, especially the season 3 you're doing with the webcomic, if you know what I'm saying. And to me, that is why this is happening. And again, it's not the first time any small gathering has piggybacked off a convention like San Diego. E3, New York, conventions in Japan, conventions in England, doesn't matter. They've all been piggybacked on. So to me, I think it's an ambitious idea or ambitious move. And we'll just have to see where they go with it from here. But honestly, I think it's, like I said, I think it's an ambitious move. I think it's good. I know I know the lady that's doing doing her voice for Sally for this project. Her name's Laura Blue. She's gonna try to attend. I think she says she's gonna cosplay as Sally or Robotnik or something. So it's really interesting to see this happening. But I will provide a link down below to this item, and you guys can read it yourself and tell me what you think. And that's all I'm going to say. Again, I think it's great. I wish I could go, but I can't. Maybe somebody will YouTube it, kind of video and YouTube it down the line when it's all said and done. But that's all I'm going to say. Let me know what you guys think down below. Video response if you like. I'll talk to you all later.